Hello, my name is Chris Walters. I'm the Grants Manager and Gallery Curator for the Arts Council of the Southern Finger Lakes, and I'm here to walk you through our budget form for our grant programs. So at the top you'll see information regarding funding amounts, what percentage of the amount that you can ask for from your project budget, what kind of match is required, information about how to fill out the form. Make sure you exclude dollar signs, commas, things like that will cause issues with the budget adding up correctly for you. And the big thing to remember is your total project income and total project expenses must match each other. This is an eligibility requirement for the grant. So the first top part of this is going to be the project income. On the left-hand side is where you're actually going to list the names of all the income sources, whether they're secured, anticipated, but also for in-kind donations. The right is where you're going to actually list that dollar amount. And remember, if you have an in-kind donation, you need to monetize that. For this one, for the grant request, I'm asking for $3,000. So I type that in, and you see it populates and puts a dollar sign in for you. So you just have to enter in the amount. Then I have a little bit of personal funds that I'm putting towards this project. So I'm going to type that in. It's $500. And then the next thing I'm going to enter in is some foundation funds that I have. So those are going to be $200. And then the last line I'm going to have is going to be, and you actually see how it's totaling up for you, which is really nice. But the last line I'm going to enter in is going to be organizational funds. And so these, I'm indicating that those are some in-kind donations that I'm monetizing. That's the information you can provide in your actual budget narrative. So it's going to be $300 that I've monetized that amount. And that totals up for you $4,000. Now below that is the project expenses. This is where you're going to list all the different expenses for the project. So for this project, I have artist fee number 1, I have artist fee number 2, I have artist fee number 3, and then I have artist fee number 4. But then I also have a couple other expense items for this particular project. I have stage rental, a fee that I have to pay for. I have the sound equipment fee that I have to pay for. And then the last thing is I have the marketing, and then I have a little bit of postage that I'm going to pay for. And I did make a typo on the stage rental fee, so I'm going to correct that right there. Make it the correct one, and then I think that could be pretty much it. So those are the main expenses I'm going to have for this particular project. And so this left-hand column, this is where you're going to put in the amount that the grant funding will cover. So remember, I'm requesting $3,000. So this account number of $3,000 needs to be showing up in this particular column. So I'm going to use $1,000 of that grant for artist fee number 1. I'm going to use $1,000 for artist fee number 2. And I'm going to split up the remaining $1,000 for $500 each between those four artists. So that totals now $3,000. Now on the column to the right, that is where the rest of my money is going to go. Now you see I totaled that up at the bottom. So I have $1,000 more that I have of my own money that I'm going to go for this project. So 50 of that dollars is going to go for the postage. Looks like about $100 is going to go for the marketing. You see it's totaling up for us. And then the two biggest expenses remaining are the stage rental and then the sound equipment rental. So the stage rental is going to cost me $600, and then the sound equipment is going to cost me about $250. Now you see that is all totaled up now nicely. So the total project income is $4,000. The total project expenses are also $4,000. So again, those numbers need to add up. It's going to add up at the bottom. You need to make sure those total amounts that you're requesting for the grant are adding up correctly. And everything just needs to match up and tell one cohesive story. And then you just need to go into the file and save it as either a PDF or Excel document and upload it into the online application. And you're finished.